Everybody else who's going to Carpenter will go to the Carpenter breakout room. If you could just put CC next to your name. And when we open up the rooms, you can get in. If you're having a problem, we can have someone route you into the Camp Carpenter room for you.
Hello, sorry, did you say that if we're here for the Camp Carpenter meeting, we should put our CC next to our name and get put in a special room?
Yep, if you just put CC and then we'll have you swapped when we're ready to go into the Camp Carpenter room.
I feel like I'm technologically, I can't do that.
I clicked, like right clicked on my name, and then there was a drop down and the bottom one was change.
Jessica, if you're here for both, you will have to choose which one you want to go to. We do record both of them. They're usually up within a day or so. So whichever one you think that you'd want to catch tonight, and then you catch a recording of the other one.
Perfect. Thank you.
We're going to give it about another minute or so. We have 59 on. I have 101 registered. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. I am Drew Radlewski. I am the Reservation Director for Griswold Scout Reservation. Next to me, I have Joe Conti, who is our Camp Carpenter Camp Director. And then we have our Camping Vice President of the Council, Phil Donovan.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. And thanks for taking a few moments to join us to talk about camp. Today is the last day for the early bird special discount. So we saw a nice spike in registrations over the weekend, and we hope that momentum continues. Just a brief announcement or two. We have on our team now, we have John Grace, who joined us earlier this month. He is going to be the business manager for camping, so he will become a familiar face in the background, but still a familiar face, supporting all things camping. So we have loaded him up, and he's getting his feet wet, and he's up to his neck, I think. But he's swimming hard, and we're happy to have him aboard. So I think that's all I have, Drew, unless there's something else. But I'll turn it back to you, and we'll take it from there. So back to Drew.
Thank you, Phil. Okay, so before we go to breakouts, we're going to touch one subject, and that is going to be the new Medform system that is coming out in the middle of April called Camp Docs. Camp Docs has been around for a very, very long time, just like Black Pug. They handle a plethora of different camps, from Y camps to other scout camps, and handle all of their Medform applications online electronically. It is a very good system. It's a very easy system to use. And this is what we will, this is a system that we will be going to. April 15th is our scheduled date for us to launch it. So we're pretty well on track with everything with that. Myself and John have been working on it with a little bit of Joe's help in the background. So this way we can get our med forms pulled out and taken care of. If anybody's going to have any questions about that, I've already been seeing questions about Camp Docs and about med forms. Just shoot us an email or shoot the council an email, and they'll get back to you and let you know April 15th is a day that we are waiting for Camp Docs to be done. So like the previous years where we did it in jot forms, it's kind of similar, a little bit different, a lot more check boxes, a lot more easier. It's going to go through the first 2 pages of the med form, and then the last one is going to ask for upload of the Part C. It's already, Part C is already loaded in there, so all you would have to do is print it out and bring it to your doctor and have it signed, and then reload it back in. Adult leaders will have access to their entire rosters. Those rosters talk to Black Pug as well, so they're the same rosters that are in Black Pug that will be in the same rosters that will be in Camp Docs. So that's a great thing that both of our systems now talk to each other. The other thing that's great about that is in the past, unit leaders would have to call and see if we received their med forms or not. Now, unit leaders will have the opportunity to have access to know which scout has submitted their med form and who has not, and they can chase them down on their own. So it'll be a nice system for all of us to have, very easy for us to use, very easy for you guys to use. So we're really looking forward to it. There will be documentation as well as videos that are put out when it goes out on the council website on how to load up a registration. It's very simple. It's going to be the scout's name or the adult leader's name, and write down just like you would in Part A and B of the med forms. Any questions on Camp Docs? So Camp Docs will also cover, because I've had a lot of questions, I'm sure some people are still asking about it, as far as allergies, all of the dining hall restrictions that our scouts have and our adult leaders have. That will be in Camp Docs. It's gonna be a lot easier for us to track it through that, especially with the nurses on both sides of camp. We thought that would be the appropriate place for dietary restrictions and allergies to go through, since one is for programming and for our registration. The system should really be towards all the medical issues that we have in camp, and we'll be able to track that. We'll be able to give weekly updates to the dining halls. They'll have everything in front of them. Unlike before, we were waiting for job forms to come in and people putting it in. So once the registration is in with their med form, we automatically get it. It looks like we have a couple of questions in here, so I'm going to jump onto them real quick, and then we will split up. Jonathan Riley asked if there was still an issue with the unit rosters not showing up. Nope, that has been taken care of. Council reloaded a brand new roster on the 15th, and it was all squared away. I was taking care of that last Friday all day.
So I had that issue on Wednesday when I started trying to do my unit's registration. I called Camp Carpenter, or not Camp Carpenter, sorry, the council offices. And I forget the gentleman that I talked to, but he said that there was an issue, a known issue, and they were going to fix it. And as of tonight, when I finished my registrations and paid for everything, I'm still not getting rosters for my B troop, my G troop, or my pack. Not a huge deal because I just manually entered everybody, but I wasn't sure.
Jonathan, what's your position in the troop?
I am assistant scoutmaster and advancement chair.
Okay. So that's part of the issue. But we can fix that offline very quickly and very easily for you.
Okay.
I don't know why that didn't come to me, but so everybody knows in Black Pug, when the rosters go up, the only 2 people have access to the rosters is going to be the committee chair and the scoutmaster. Can they approve and add other people to go into Black Pug and do the registrations? Yes, they can. It comes back to us. I've helped a lot of people so far get into that. But that's what the problem would have been, Jonathan. I apologize that it didn't come to me sooner, and I could have fixed this for you last week. Uh, John, you had an issue with the COR not being on your leaders?
Yeah, I am the COR and I'm also the camp coordinator. So when I got into Black Bug, nothing. John Arico was able to fix it for me and added me, but because I'm the COR, I would think the COR will be included in that. He's part of the key three.
Okay. But it's all fixed, John? You're all set, correct?
As far as Black Pug, I'm just asking about camp docs.
No,
Same,
Camp Docs will be,
I'll have the same problem, right?
no, Camp Docs will be set up different. So whoever has the access now already will have the access. They talk to each other, the two systems, when those rosters go out.
Okay, thank you.
EpiPen forms, medication, the MARs, all that will be digital, but they'll be able to get them out in time for leaders. It'll be available on the Camp Doc form page with the Class C as well as other forms. Once you go down the list, it says, do you have an inhaler? It says you click yes, it goes down, another box checks off. Here's the form that you need to fill out by your doctor, and that's how it is, John. It's kind of real simple. Same thing with everything else with vaccinations and additional forms. It's another pop-down box, and it's going to ask you to just upload it. Religious exemptions, you're gonna have to give me a little bit more on that. I know that the religious exemption, I believe it's still up online on the council website. If you need to, email me and I can get that to you.
We have the form. I'm just wondering if it'll be submitted in that same spot or if it needs to go through a different channel.
Nope, so religious exemptions, it will go through Camp Docs as well. If it has anything to do with food or medical or anything like that, it will go through Camp Docs. There will be a link to share for everybody once it is ready. And we will email that out to everybody. It'll be up on the council website. Is there any plan for an early swim test in June like last year? Phil, do you know if the aquatics committee is still planning to do something like that again?
I believe they are. It was discussed at the last meeting earlier this week, and I think that they will be doing something. So an announcement will be made at that point when they determine when and where.
So the answer to that, Lori, at what point will we be able to send invoices out to the Scout families? If you're talking to Black Pug, if you go into the parent portal, you should be able to send that out to them. If that's what you're talking about. If it's something else, please let me know and I'll try to help you out as best as I can. Are we able to add leaders after we submit tonight? Yes, you are. You can add scouts after tonight, but after tonight, they will not get the early bird unless they are a crossover scout. If you have crossovers that are not in the system yet, we will still give them the early bird discount as far as up to the day of camp. Camp scholarship notifications. I know John Grace was working on those on Friday. I have to say no longer than Monday will scholarships go out. I know he was working on that. He asked me for some information. He's working on that, John. So I got to say by Monday that'll go out. If not today, I don't think John's working tonight.
Yeah, they were all awarded, if you will. Just the parent notifications we're just bogged down a little bit because it's a new system that we were using. So they should be going out. If they haven't yet, which apparently they haven't, they should be going out very soon. We're just trying to clean up the system, make sure it was accurate. And by the way, all of the information relative to camperships will be automatically credited inside Black Pug. So once the families are notified, the back office takes care of that through Black Pug. So that it should show up as a credit.
Excellent. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do our breakouts. I appreciate everybody's patience. Again, Camp Docs will be out about April 15th. Look for some videos and some tutorials on it. Same thing for us with Black Pug. There are still a bunch up there. There are videos up from last month when I went through the entire registration system with everybody. But if anybody has any other issues, just please email me. My email is in the chat and I will help you as fast as I can. Breakout rooms are open.
Drew, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing how to join a breakout room.
One second, Colin.
Thank you.
Do we stay in this one if we're for GSR?
Yes,
Thank you.
I think they got everybody. Is there anybody left that is needing Camp Carpenter?
I do. Aaron, Tadansky.
And then Michael Madden too.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. All right, you're stuck with me for the rest of the evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GSR's March Camp Director's Chat. I am Drew Redlewski, and I welcome you all to another one of these wonderful evenings. Happy Easter to everybody. I would like to introduce a couple of our staff that are on here. There is another Redlewski floating around here, Nick Redlewski. He will be assisting us this year as one of the camp directors at Hidden Valley. Along with him, I have Scott Rodriguez, who is one of my assistant reservation directors. He is another huge help to me throughout the summer camp season. If I didn't have Scott, I'd probably go a little bit more crazy because he's like one of the only adults I can speak to. Everybody else are kids. No, I'm teasing. I love speaking with the kids, and we always have a good time. I got Tim Hayes, who is on our Ranger Corps and our Ranger Corps chief. So thank you, Tim, for all the work that you do. You made these beautiful platforms for the entire Sunset Strip that are going in. Sometime when mud and snow get out of our reservation, because we're closed for the next few weeks due to that. So just wanted to talk about a bunch of different things. Registration, we know, has been gone off. This is a great place if we have some registration questions and anybody needs help with that, please get with me ASAP. Program portion of it, some of you might have gotten into a little bit of it for like a couple of hours, and then I realized that I didn't have it shut down the way I was supposed to, and I locked you all out. So that was on me. Program is not quite ready yet. We are still trying to iron out the day-long and the merit badge program right now. A couple more days, and I think we can have everything ironed out where everything's not going to be confusing for you all and confusing for us on our end. So this way we make it nice, seamless, easy, so the kids get to their classes and have the best time they possibly can. When it comes to picking that out, it will be very easy. I will sit down and I will do a couple of videos again with just like how I did for the registration. I will do for the programming aspect. Maybe we'll have one of the program directors do it for us, because since they have kinder and nicer voices than my own, I'm sure not everybody just wants to keep listening to my voice. So we could run it through we'll run it through the council website and start going through all the programming aspects of Black Pug. It is pretty simple. It's going into each one of the scouts update into their scout history in Black Pug. Once we do that, sorry, someone's trying to kill us. It must be like FedEx or something. That's what usually happens with the dogs. So what ends up happening, you'll go into each individual scouts, or they can do it with their parents if you wish. It's all up to you, and you can put that in the parent portal, however you want to do it. If you want to hold on to it as an adult leader and take it, or you can send it to the parents and the kids can do it that way. Either which way, you can do it that way. And you'll be able to pull down each, and it goes by each schedule, by block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 4, afternoon activity 1, 2, Monday, afternoon activity Tuesday, and so forth throughout the week. Evening activities will be open evening activities, so of course they will not be in that system. But all of the afternoon activities, as well as the merit badge activities and day-long activities, What are day-long activities? These are the bell activities that we had kept for Hidden Valley to continue to use those programs. The farm is one of them, and if you've seen the program guide, you can see which farm programs there are. Second one is logging camp. Logging camp is opened up with all of their programs that are able to go through it. Foxfire, I think they didn't put it in the guide, but that is one of the things that we will add for a full day program. Nick, remind me, what's the fourth one? ATVs. I'm so sorry. ATVs. How can I forget? That's how I started here. Oh my gosh. See, that's how this place got me all upside down. ATVs. So those are the four areas for full day programming. And again, there's gonna be a few bumps and bruises. Again, we have a brand new system, right? But it is a much better brand new system that we've had in the past. So we want to just make sure that we have everything taken care of on our end. So this way we make it as seamless as possible for you to get in, get your scouts signed up for their merit badges of choices, or if they want to do horsemanship or ATVs, that they'll be able to do it. So for other things to consider, if you saw in your registration, you could either eat your meals in sight, or you could either eat meals in the dining hall. Everybody's been clicking off the boxes back and forth, so it looks like a pretty even number. And it'll work just like it did in 2021. We're only able to do 10 units a week. So we have a cap on each week at 10 units to be able to cook in their sites. We haven't capped any week yet. We're like halfway somewhere there. Week 1 is the only week that we cannot do patrol cooking, and that's because MYLT will be using all the equipment. So if we have like one troop, we might be able to pull it off for you if they have their own gear. So if you have something where you want to do week 1, reach out to me and we can try to fit whatever we can for you in the best way possible. Program will open up before the 15th. I'm hoping they will open this week. We just want to get through the rest of the program guide. The program guide's out. I just want to sit down with the program ladies and guys and just make sure that we have everything squared away before we just launch it. Merit badges are good to go. It's a full day program. So merit badges is more of the bigger picture when you have so many merit badges that we have that we offer. Afternoon activities is another big one, but we're just trying to make sure everything slides and schedules fit, right? So it's gonna be a little bit different. And just like we said, that morning flags at the dining hall are just gonna be an account of everybody, and the dining hall, nobody going into no announcements or anything like that. Announcements will go after dinner for everybody for camp-wide announcement. So after dinner, everybody who's done cooking in their sites, just like in 2021, or whoever's cooking, done eating in the dining hall, 7 p.m. we'll be out doing flags, and we go right into evening activities. So we'll go camp docs again by the 15th to the 20th. Those will be out. Again, the two that talk to each other. John and I are still talking with camp docs, so it's kind of caught in the middle between Black Pug and camp docs. And this week, Black Pug is more important to me than the camp docs, because we wanted to make sure everybody was able to get the early bird discount and make sure that everybody was squared away for that. So thank you for your patience and getting it out. We're glad that it's out. Program, again, we were adding some more stuff today and just ironing everything out, and that will be out in the next couple of days. We'll put up some tutorials. Camp docs, the same thing. We will put up the tutorials before we post it out. Possible maybe John and I can do a midweek open Zoom meeting where we can just go over camp docs and see what we can do before we go into the next camp directors chat for the following month. So we could look at that. That's not something that wouldn't be too hard to do, and it could be recorded and put up so this way everybody knows how to use it. So that sounds like actually a pretty good idea. Wanted to remind everybody, as far as early bird special, if you have first year scouts that are coming over and they come over and you register them after the deadline for early bird, we will still give that scout an early bird discount. Just reach out to me. We'll make sure that first year scout still gets that early bird discount. We want to make sure that first year scout is getting every option to come to camp for their first year, because we all know that that's the best year that they'll have when they come to scout camp. Camp right now is closed due to mud and snow. So we did get hit with like 20 inches up here this past weekend. It was pretty bad. Brian couldn't get down to main camp for a couple of days, and when he was finally able to get down to the main camp, it took him an hour from the shop to main camp, right to the Valley dining hall. So that's how bad everything was. So we don't know how long it'll be closed. We're hoping things will dry up and do pretty well, but we're gonna have to just wait and see and call it what I can. Excuse me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Camp Docs program, Carter Lodge. Let's do a little update on Carter Lodge, where that's going to be. There hasn't been anything due to weather and everything else. Nothing has gone anything further with Carter Lodge. We still do have other things in place for that. Like we said, we will have a circus tent will go up over the new foundation for handicraft to use. And we will have another tent probably down next to the trading post, because that's where we're going to do our Scoutmaster suppers. We'll do our Scoutmaster suppers there, kind of like a barbecue, burgers, hot dogs, of better quality, I promise. So, and just kind of sitting around chatting with everybody and just having kind of informal discussions about camp and what we can do and how we can help each other and stuff like that. Nothing formal. We think it'll be great. And we'll have a nice view of the sunset right over Eileen. So I think it'll be nice and solemn for us to do that right in that spot. We'll bring the grill down and maybe light a little fire in one of the fire pits. It'll be good to go. I think everybody will enjoy it a little bit different than what we're used to, and some hardback chairs and sometimes undercooked steaks, but that's all right. We still have a good time. So Carter Lodge, it's still just in work, and they're still figuring out what they need to do with it and where it's going to be. So like I said, 2 circus tents, trailers as far as bathrooms and showers are still being looked at for those adult leaders. So once we know when those are in, I know Brian was looking them up this past week. I think Jay was involved in that as well. So those will be in place for us when we get into camp. We have 83 days before week 1. Scott, that should make you shake. Nick, that should really make you shake. John, you should be almost having a heart attack right now. Everybody, John Grace has joined us, by the way. I new camp manager, so John just waved. So 83 days until the day of week 1. We are very excited. Staffing is still going on. We are still looking for some staff. So if you know some excited young youth that are looking for summer opportunities to come and learn and grow and learn leadership and have a great summer with us all and be super fantastic, please reach out to us. Everything is online at nahscouting.org. And yeah, we're still hiring. I mean, we're in really good shape, but we could still use a few more bodies. Program. Nick, am I forgetting anything? Scott? John, would you like to say a few words about GSR people?
Absolutely. So good evening, everyone. I'm excited to get going here. Been going here for about a month now. Just trying to learn which way is up at the moment. Drew, Amanda, they've been wonderful resources for me so far in terms of, catching up to speed on what I've missed the past couple of years here at GSR, and they've been doing a great job. Honestly, I've been blown away by how everything's been going so far here, and I'm not, in spite of me, whatever my competency level is, I know there's going to be another great summer at GSR, and look really forward to meeting a lot of you, working with a lot of you, and seeing what we can do, 2024 and beyond. That's something I'm really excited about.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to hit the questions if I can go back if some haven't been answered. John, actually, there's a question for you. Do you know when scholarship emails will go out?
Yeah, I do. I have it all set up to go. I need to be able to sit down and divvy it out. So the dollar amounts have been allotted. I have to do the mail merge. So once I do the mail merge, it'll be going out ideally today. It'll probably go out tomorrow, but I also have to work with Steph on making sure that that message on the back end is that it's already attached to the Black Pug side of things for making all the dollars add up correctly on that side. So it's a multi-step process that I'm learning. So I apologize for the delay.
Thank you, John. Charlene, I have that on 71. I will email you tomorrow and make sure that we get that squared away. Michelle with I thought I fixed that for you guys. The cooking.
I'll log back in and check. It just when I registered, it didn't even offer the option, and you just mentioned that you didn't think they were closed. So I'll just log back in and double check.
Okay,
I'll
if you have
shoot
an issue with it, just
yeah.
let me know and I could have sworn I fixed it when you sent me the email on it, unless it was somebody else.
Yeah, I think that was somebody else. I was waiting to this meeting to ask about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christina, you asked about emailing a question about autofill. Yep, anybody can just send myself or John or Rico, whoever they want access to the rosters. Just need approval from committee chair or the scoutmaster. It just checks and balances, and that's all that has to be done. So if you have your scoutmaster or committee chair say, hey, this person is good to go, they're the ones gonna be doing our registration. Please add their mail.
I'm just gonna hop over to the Camp Carpenter one to say hi to those folks. So I'll be jumping over there, Drew.
Okay. Jack with 119, just reach out to me, send me an email after this, and I'll go into your registration and see what I can do to fix it.
Will do.
Robert Radcliffe, my friend, how are you, sir? So if you go into YouTube and enter Webster Council, you can see everything that I did last month on it. If you are still having issues, just give me a call or shoot me an email and I could walk you through it.
Appreciate it.
Also to make sure we understand this, the only way for somewhat replicate traditional Bell experience is by signing up for 2 days, which is max. So they could sign up for 4 days of activities. It's 2 days for each block. So it'll be 4 days of the Bell activities as well as the cooking option. Friday will be open program, and troop program open to the entire reservation. Jonathan Riley with Carter Lodge not being available for any options at Hidden Valley site for charging devices. We'll need to get the Bell admin building to charge devices. We'll have options for charging devices. So inside the circus tent that we want to put down by the trading post, they want to make sure that it's has heavy Wi-Fi for you all, as well as electrical outlets and stuff. We'll have extra outlets and surge protective powers strips out the dining hall for everybody. We'll have some made available outside of admin buildings, so this way people can still charge their devices when need be. Which days will the ATV outpost be running? John, it is in the program, but I'm not 100% sure that is. If you can send me email, I can get that to you tomorrow.
Will do, thanks.
Is there any update on shooting sports programs for summer camp? James, what are we looking for updates?
My understanding is some of the equipment was destroyed as part of the Carter Lodge fire, and I was wondering if that equipment's been replaced and will be made available for the kids during the summer camp.
So a super fantastic thing happened the other day. We picked up a pallet of firearms. So now for people like us, the gun guys and the gun gals, we picked up a pallet of firearms. So every firearm has been replaced on the reservation so far. The next thing that I'm on hook for is replacing all the bows that got destroyed and all the arrows. But yes, all of the firearms have been replaced and we are ready to go. A new range is built. We are just waiting to put up the building portion of it to add cowboy action. So shooting sports is going to be very super fantastic and very new this year.
Excellent, thank you.
You're very welcome. Heidi, full day offered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's the same two, just like Valley. You got Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. Can we review the protocol for swimming, guards on the dock, swim test buddy system? Sure. So we have a NCAP, so National Camp Accredited Program is our camp school. So we send at least 2 every year that goes as our waterfront director. They are 21 years of age plus, and they continue to, they're the ones who run the program. Then they fall underneath falls them. They have 2 assistant directors, and then they'll have a plethora of lifeguards. So for waterfront, it is 1-to-8 ratio for 1 lifeguard to 8 bodies in the water at all times. When guards are out on paddle boards, they are near the iceberg. That's what they've been using to lifeguard those around that system. Can I confirm that there is no motorboating at Hidden Valley? No, motorboating merit badge will be at Hidden Valley this year. What we're not having is the ski boats over at Bell. That's the difference. But motorboating merit badge will still be at Hidden Valley this year. Does that answer everything for you, Michelle?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Is Parent Portal and Black Book available for parents of each scout that is registered? Yes. So if you shoot me an email, I can send you the information. If not, if you look right on the, actually, you know what? Let's do this.
Thank you.
So when you're on your main page, I'm not going to show this because I can't pull it up because I don't have the demo system up. Right next to the registration contact, there's a additional action button. And if you click that, there's a button there that says Parent Portable.
Yeah, so there is a lookup, and then I scroll down, and there is Parent Portal, and then I go there, and it says, it just gives me 2 boxes for login. But if I try to log in, it says login information is missing. So
Okay.
even
If you could just shoot me an email and we will get this squared away for you.
okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. If a scout selects a program with an extra fee, do they directly pay Black Pug at the time of the selection? Yes, that is correct. What adult trainings will be offering this summer? I know we're doing IOLS. It looks like Scott had done everything out here. It will be in the system, Black Pug. We'll be able to put that in the system too, so your leaders can actually sign right up to it. They do IOLS. I know they do like a communicating well class. We're hoping to do CPR if we can this year, for adults. Should have a little bit more time to do it. John asked, according to program guide, lunch will be grab and go in the dining hall instead of bag lunch. That is correct. They can grab and go. They can grab and sit in the dining hall, sit with whoever that they like. It's not going to be a formal lunch. Big thing was trash is what we came up with when we were eating out. and a scout is clean. So we're gonna try it this way this time and see how it goes. Unfortunately, Carter Lodge had a fire in December and it was a total loss. Again, Greg, with IOLS, it will be in Black Pug for adult leaders to sign up for IOLS. Final payment is not due when you sign up for merit badges. Final payment is due on May 31st. At midnight is when final payment is due for GSR. Merit badges, again, I have them locked right now. So as soon as I open them, I will shoot out a blast email to everybody that is in the system. Everybody who have registered will get the same email. Program availability is now open. Program scheduling is now open. And that will go through. It will not come into anything with payments unless you're choosing shotgun or horsemanship or ATVs where you have to pay for that program. It won't let you close out unless you pay for it. So that is that on that. Any other questions, comments, concerns that I can help anybody with? Excellent. Then our next chat, which will be our last one until summer camp, will be on the 28th of April. Again, be on the lookout for this week. Program options will be out. And then by the 15th to the 20th, that week of the 15th, camp docs will be out and we will put up tutorials with that. And again, it'll go through myself and through John Grace to make sure everybody is good to go.
Sorry, Drew, just a question. So like last year when we used the Key Scout, there's a selection for each scout for their patrol name, you know. So this year, for the Black Pug, there's no this option. So so does this mean this year the scouts will do like in activities individually do their selection?
No, there'll still be an option for them to sign up for those programs for full day activities within a patrol base, but they're not gonna have the patrol names in that. We're still working on that. That's why it's not out yet.
Okay.
And it'll be open, but it will be allowed. You'll be able to put in a patrol to do their activities on the Bell side of activities.
Okay, thank you.
I just saw. Last question. Will there be pre-camp meetings? Yes, pre-camp meetings will be out. You'll get a message from Black Pug on that. Dates are in the program guide and the leaders guide already, and it's always the Monday prior to 2 weeks, 13 days before you arrive to camp is when it is. And we always do those Zoom. We used to do them in person, and people wouldn't get out of there till 10 o'clock, have to drive away back to Massachusetts. It was kind of not nice for people, and we don't want to do that to you. We can get everything done on a Zoom meeting, I think, and it's effective. So if anybody else doesn't have any questions, I bid you all good night, and we will see you on the 28th. If anybody has any issues or problems with Black Pug, please email me. I've been pretty good at trying to get everybody squared away as quick as I possibly can. And with that, I bid you a happy Easter. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Easter.
Thank you. Happy Easter. Good night.
Thank you.
Hi, Drew. This is Suman Murali from Troop 119. Like, I have a question, if it's okay to, if you could please clarify a question that I have.
Sure.
So yesterday we were trying to register and they were like, so we have a boy, it's a mixed troop, like with both boys and girls. And we were able to, we had to log in, we had to create 2 logins for
Yep.
boys separately and girls separately.
Correct.
And I think we kept running into problems because we added the registration, but we didn't check out. So when we logged in again, whatever registrations we had added had disappeared. So what we had to do was like the next time, because we learned that we lost the registrations, we redid the registrations and made the payment. So today we came back and added like a couple of other members, a couple of other scouts as well. My question is, there seems to be multiple registration IDs, and I'm getting a little confused about like which is the right registration ID to look at. Did that
And
make
is the registration under your name?
I'm sorry?
Is the registration under your name?
Yeah. So one of the registrations is using my there are two separate Gmail IDs. So I'm not sure what you mean by my name.
The name that I'm reading on the Suman,
Yes.
the name. That's what I'm talking. Is it under your name?
Yes, for one of the registrations, it's under my name. For the other, I've just put a generic name. I can share the details, and I've sent the email ID. Looks like username is the unique one, and it's going by email ID. So I've provided those two details to you, like for the two logins.
Okay.
If you could just take a look at it. We just want to make sure that all these scouts have been registered, and if there are any duplicate registrations, those are canceled, and the payment is looking good. I downloaded the reports and they all seem to line up, but what I'm not sure is if there are duplicate registrations that need to be canceled.
Yeah, Drew, and I just sent an email to a similar effect. We're struggling with Black Pug a little bit. We can't see rosters, either one of us.
Yeah, yesterday we had added the rosters and we lost that as well.
Those, it's with being with Spirit Adventure, I can't help you on that end. I think you guys know that, but I think Spirit Adventure does have.
I figured that had something to do with it.
Yep. We only have access to Danny Webster Council rosters that come through. So.
Oh, okay. And the prior directors chat, I thought you said that Spirit of Adventure also got in there, but we're doing fine. We figured out to just register separately as B and G, two different user IDs.
Yep.
Otherwise, we registered the scouts identically, selected the same campsite, etc.
Yep.
We just want to make sure that since we can't see the growing roster and Black Pug is a little buggy for us, we just want to confirm that everything's copacetic.
Sure.
Yeah, and just want to make sure if there are duplicate registrations, those are canceled. So two things. We want to make sure that the scouts that are registered and we have paid for is captured. And if there are any duplicate registrations, then that needs to be canceled. If you could just help us with that, that would be great. I've sent a descriptive email.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
thanks, Drew. Sorry to be a problem.
No, never a problem. We're here to help.
Thank you very much, everyone.
So a couple of things come to mind, Drew, with regard to troop B and G troops that sign up together as a linked troop, specifically for Bell. I was just thinking about this. You said it was a cutoff of 10 troops being able to have campsite cooking.
Yep.
That might get a little messed up in Black Pug if you've got the two troops that are going to be staying in the same campsite intending to be a linked troop. They might take up 2 spots of campsite cooking when it really should intended to be 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
yes
and no, because on our end, it's going to be by scouts. It's not going to be by how many units, right? So each patrol box is going to feed 10. So that's how it's going to be on our end.
Okay, so if you have a linked troop, then that's going to count for 2 troops, even if they're the same campsite.
Yep, we have the links. Everything's linked up, and it shows. We have some really nice reports, and shows us actually the map and your troops all together. It does a lot of things in the background for us when we to link your 2 troops on our end. Obviously, you can't put them in together because they're 2 different charters. I know it baffles me when we want to put them all together. It just makes more sense. But
no, I just didn't want you to have fewer troops getting to have the chance just because of the linking thing, right?
No, we'll be fun on the back. It's actually very, very kind to our commissioner. Coleman wishes he had this system last year because he would even at Bell last year. If they would have had it at Bell, it would have made their lives a lot easier too.
Also, with regard to the question about Bell program, you're supposed to have 2 days, sign up for 2 days of activity. So would they be signing up for, say, horsemanship 1 on one day and horsemanship 2 on the next day, or do they do those morning and afternoon and then sign up for farm on the other day? How?
No, each one of those is an individual day of program.
Okay, so horsemanship 1 would be a full day.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
That's the
Super.
that's the merit badge. Horsemanship too is like the patrol of scouts that have been there last year and they want to go back. So now it's a little bit more. They're learning more and getting a little bit more horse time and more bond time and stuff like that.
And you were mentioning as far as Black Pug goes, say signing up for horsemanship. Until that's actually paid for, they're not signed up.
Correct.
So we gotta get our patrol together and make their choices real early, and they all gotta get paid for, registered in Black Pug before they actually get slotted into that slot.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem, John.
And thank you and happy Easter.
Happy Easter, John. Thank you.